Hey, so I decided that I was going to do one more for fun little play test. This time, though, I was going to be just, well, a single member of an AI squad. Oops. Um, I gave the leader of this AI squad basically a basic patrol route, taking him kind of all over the map. So I'm just going to follow him along and kind of participate in whatever engagements he gets in and see how his AI holds up. I'm running 2 AI mods, so hopefully they're not too terrible. Um, and I got about 2 guys following me in the squad. I'm the medic. I'm the dedicated medic. I tried to flick off the medical system, the modded one for this one, and just do the vanilla one so I can heal them and all of that. Uh, Hopefully it should be pretty normal. So it's probably going to start off a little slow because, we're just going to be wandering around until the AI encounters, some opposition. I don't think they get tired, so it's probably going to be problematic when my guy is all, you know, tuckered out and they just want to keep on going like little robots, the little robots that they are. It's also going to be problematic when one of them runs right into an IED because, they don't have the ability to check and disarm them. Really slowed down, maybe it'll let me rest a little. Oh, they're going to speed up again, just watch them. Just watch them. So I noticed for whatever reason when I make these videos, the sound from the game doesn't translate very well into the actual video. I think that actually has to do with uploading them to YouTube, or rather converting them to YouTube, because like when I make a video file, it's like fucking 60 gigs when it's finished, probably because I just don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I just have a quick way of converting it for YouTube down to under a gigabyte typically. But the thing that's kind of odd about that is it seems to remove most of the background sound while keeping my voice, which is kind of odd. Um, so I don't know why it's like that, but it is. So I'm wondering, is there a way I can kind of get the game sound to show up better? So I've been playing with my settings video to video, but I'm pretty sure it's YouTube's bad, not mine. So I figure as we enter the green zone, that's probably where we're likely to get engaged. I'm trying to set it up so that the green zone, it's not like it's super densely populated, but basically I want to set it up so if you spend time in the green zone, you're gonna take contact and you're gonna get entrenched in, and if you stay in one spot in the green zone, you're gonna likely get overwhelmed and taken down. The basic idea being that kind of the agricultural fields, the poppy fields, the wheat fields, the pot fields, all that. That's supposed to be, kind of a no-go zone, right? It's kind of like, if this were Vietnam, that would kind of be, like deep Viet Cong type territory. So I don't know how well I have that set up. It might be that I need to play with the parameter markers for both the occupation system of AI spawning the AI that's going to stay there, entrench, and defend against you, and then the AI that's going to spawn external and come in and attack you. Excuse me. So those are the 2 things that can be played with. So part of the reason why I'm doing these, test missions that aren't really that like objective based or directed, that are just kind of me wandering around, so I'm really just trying to get a feel for what the sort of ambient stuff is like. That's probably an IED right there. Because the main thing, right, is like the ambient stuff is the real backbone of the mission. Everything else, is more, basically what I'm trying to say is, the ambient stuff, just general dynamically spawning and despawning enemies and allies and all of that. Um, that is, the real, sort of bread and butter of the mission. And then on top of that, you can put in, specific objectives, for specific play sessions of scenarios with, either single player or online. But, it's really, having kind of, yeah, I told you that was an IED. Check it out. Yeah. So look at that. You got all these guys that, oh, that was a secondary ID. Oh, and see, I just ran into it. Or no, I didn't. I just got disoriented by. Was that either a secondary IED or was that a car bomber? As you can see, the explosion effect is kind of killing my frame rate. Ow, ow. I'm clearly injured from shrapnel. That's the thing. Yeah, so I clearly did not flick off the medical system in its entirety because it's clear that I'm injured of some nature, but I can't bring up the medical interaction menu. So that was just my fuck up. And so I guess we're just gonna hold up here because the commander's wounded. There's no saving him. Oh. Check it though, I do like the little things, like see how the civilians are crouching down over the dead bodies and they're like, ah shit. Took out a civic car too. I kind of could tell that was coming. I could have done more to try and steer at least my portion of the AI squad away from the IED, but when I spotted it, I wanted it to happen. I wanted them to walk into the IED. I wanted to go boom. But now that I think about it, that's not really a great way to go test out all the scripts I was just talking about wanting to test. One thing I would like to script in that I think would be cool is to have it so when an IED goes off, there's a chance that you're going to get ambushed by one or two guys. Part of the problem, though, is it's hard to do that with the IEDs being randomly generated. If you script in a specific spot that there always will be an IED at, then it's easy peasy. You could script in the ambush, no problem. But when you're doing, stuff that generates all over the place, there's, less of that. I'm just going to start running down the road away from my boss man, because typically what happens... Really? Oh, do I have my low difficulty on? I do. Okay. He didn't mark it out, but... It's probably in these buildings. Oh. Is that him right there? No, that's a civvy. That's a civvy. Which means they're probably in the buildings. Forgot to crank the difficulty back up. Can I do that? I don't know. For some reason, sometimes it doesn't let me open my options menu in like an actual play session, which it's just Arma being Arma. I'm gonna totally pretend those dudes is not just kind of like phase through the wall. I keep on showing out contact, but I clearly am not actually seeing anyone myself. Which is why, again, that shit gets set off in other difficulty settings. You just gotta, make sure you actually bother with them. Watch my shitty, close quarter combat discipline. I got no discipline. Was one of these cocksuckers up on a roof? Or I'll just go up on a roof and draw fire. Shoot at me, you shitheads. Or are they just shouting out contact about the fucking civilians? I wish they would shout out civilian and not infantry, because I don't really consider fucking Pashtun McPeters, fits the definition of infantry just because he happens to be walking. I mean, that's an awfully open definition of infantry, if the dude's on his feet. So I kind of feel that, justifiably I should have been attacked by now for dicking around this long in the green zone. But, you know, we're only at the perimeter. We're only right here. It's not like we're in the middle of here. I have to double check where all the parameter markers are at and everything. But I know they're all... Oh, suicide bomber. It's a good thing I caught that. Uh, sometimes, yeah. Again, I kind of am also partially disappointed that I caught that, because I always like to, you know, let it see what happens, and, you know, maybe I should have watched and seen, is he buggy, was he going to, like, run 50 meters past me, then blow up, or was he going to, you know, like, ping around, run to my last position, then run to my current position, and then if I move away, you know, not continue to follow me. There are issues, with, like, when you set a script, like, because basically the way it is, the suicide bombers are scripted to when they see, Western units, when they see Western units, basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to just run right to their position. But what I think it does is it like gives their position, and then you know the unit moves. Say he's walking along, right? You walk past this rock. The guy gets the position at the rock, starts running towards the rock, but you're still running along here. And then like 10 seconds later, or only when he gets to the rock, does it update? Oh, he's not here anymore. Go to where he is now. But you know, like, oh, see, yeah, I bled out. All right. It's the end of that patrol op, but you know what, I'm just going to do my typical thing of rerunning it once more, just to make this slightly longer and see if anything comes of it. Oh, knuckles need cracking. Alright, let's go along. I'm going to speed up for the first bit, just because, you know, all we're going to do is just run across the fucking field and into the green zone. This isn't a dynamic patrol, the one I'm part of. This is a scripted patrol. It's pre-designated. Just because, you know, this isn't meant to be like a actual single-player style mission as much as it is a sort of semi-serious kind of fun way to test out some of the script stuff. Chickens, chickens, bark, 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 bark. Did that same tilt thing, yeah. Getting tired, getting tired. I'm gonna stop. Start walking so they'll let me catch my breath. Do a little speedy crawling. Oh no, that actually just tires me out. Alright, catch up with them and then we can resume our normal pace. Now we're moving all slow for whatever reason. Alright, in a couple seconds I'm going to crank it back to regular speed now that we're getting into the green zone. Doesn't even look like it's 4 times sped up, but it is. You can kind of see it, yeah, let me do it like that. Alright, let's bring her back in. Here we out in the poppies by the wheat. Oh, IED. I don't think it'll get set off when they walk, so let's get them running. Yeah, lucky, that's a dud. See, on other maps, that might not stick out, but on this map, you know, a little fucking pylon in the middle of the Afghani, you know, agricultural area, that does stand out. The wheelbarrow is better, right? I mean, part of this is cheap because, for example, you know, I've been testing out all the scripts, so I kind of know the list of objects. But in this part of that, like, for example, if you just look at my scope, right, that doesn't look out of place and unnatural. Here we are in an agricultural zone. There's, fields to the side. We're walking down a forest. There's a compound on the other side. Why wouldn't there be a wheelbarrow? Now, so I'm going to bring my boys around here in case. There's three guys that are following me, basically, so if our squad sets off the IED, I'll at least be over here. So far, no boom. That's also partially because they're walking slowly. And here you can see I'm trying to provoke them to walk quick to explode it if it will explode, but looks like it's either an IED or we didn't get in range to detonate it with the guys who were running. So, just quickly checking the buildings, making sure that, there are no terrorists. And you can see that I actually clear buildings in a pretty sloppy manner. That was, there's a dude lurking in the corner, and the AI was smart enough they could have gotten me. I'm going to speed it up again since we don't seem to be encountering much right this second. Yeah, I might need to tweak with the parameters a little bit. I mean, it's good not to have constant combat all the freaking time. That's a little excessive. But I would like this area in particular is the area that I want to be more dangerous. So I'm gonna have to play with that. Look at the pigs or the sheep. Oh, no, the sheep. Sheepity sheep, 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 sheep. I prefer goats to sheep. Oh, are they going this way? Oh, I guess we're cutting across now. I'm just gonna keep this cranked up. I definitely think that I'm gonna have to tweak the parameters on this just a little. Play with some stuff in this area of the map, but it's not too bad. I just want to, before I end this video, see if I can, get in a little firefight or something like that as kind of for close. Oh, and speak of the devil, that could have been an IED or a suicide bomber, so yeah, look at that. Alright, so it sounds like, if I had to guess, an IED or a suicide bomber took out the leader of the squad, because I don't hear anyone returning fire. That kind of makes me happy if that is what happened, because, that's like exactly what I was, like going for on the map is kind of, you're patrolling with a bunch of guys and boom, off in the distance. Oops, that's not an ID. I don't think it is. A lot of these tanks and stuff are just left here from the days of the Soviet invasion. Though in reality, probably most of that shit has been torn apart for scrap metal. Alright, so no, there are contacts. I don't know if that confirms or denies my, well, it doesn't necessarily deny my suicide bomber IED theory, but it also means that could have been one of them with an RPG. Thanks for pointing me out there, fucking Buckaroo Banzai. Oh, how did he? That is not my fault. It's like, hey, shoot directly in front of you. Okay, and then, fuck you, buddy. A sincere fuck you. Yeah, are you gonna act all wounded? He's pissed. His buddy's dead. He's not happy about that. See, that's an explosion right there. Oh, oh, oh. That quite possibly was another IED right there. Will it tell me what killed me because of the lower difficulty setting? Let's see. Let's just see. Come on, cause of death. Who killed me? What killed me? Not giving it? Sometimes when you don't give it, when it's unlisted, that just means it's an IED too. Fuck it. Well, that's that. Hope that was at least mildly entertaining.